the most challenging night was like when I was sleeping on the road. Yeah.
Soha Ali Khan slept on the road.
This is your headline, yeah. But my official title is...
Princess?
Actually, I don't have an official title. I forgot. He wanted to impress his father-in-law. And so he built it. But halfway through building it, he ran out of money. So when you
this
go
is
there...
a story of all middle-class homes.
Yeah, so
this is not a story of a king.
So it's bhais now. But there's a
What
generator room. So
I'm going to fight for you.
No, but I've got the generator room, which is adjacent.
What? We got the generator room.
The generator room is actually just a generator room.
You can shut down the electricity.
I
So
have
Bhai is
power.
there in the darkness.
And there was one bathroom for
The
17
community-
people.
Oh,
No showers.
wow.
No showers.
So the British did take things from us.
Yeah.
It's great.
I took my balti. I
Oh,
took my balti and my lota. He's the bhaiya lunch mein kya khaya. It's not Didi.
Really?
Yeah, aaj khane mein kya bana. It's never Didi. Because Didi's like, Didi can eat the same thing, lauki, dal, every single day. Like we whitewash patodi. It's not painted. It's a lot less expensive to maintain. Okay, apparently it's all right for women not to be able to cook and not to take an interest in home affairs.
No. So what the hell do you do? Okay, so Kunal Khemu, what a wonderful human being you are when you break that gender stereotype and make us look bad. All right, you're watching a show called...
Home run with housing.
what is it, Soha?
Home run with housing.
Don't
She
say
said
it-
reluctantly.
Don't say it so loudly.
Home run with housing.
Don't push it like that, yaar.
Okay.
It looks so fake.
Home run with housing.
Home run with housing.
Home run with housing.
Let's put on a voiceover voice. Let's see who's
Okay.
better. Let's go.
Home run with housing.
Home run with housing.
No, I can do better. Home run with housing.
Home run with housing. You're laughing so my thing got destroyed.
It's okay. They're not going to use your thing anyway. They'll use mine.
You think?
Yeah.
That's so sexist, man.
No. It's
I'm quite the
inclusive.
female.
Inclusive.
I'm quite the female.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. I've got a lot of feminine qualities, I feel. I'm very maternal, loving, calm, under pressure, and I'm deadly in the kitchen.
Really.
But not with food. Just I can make people, feel comfortable.
I don't go to the kitchen.
Are you?
often.
No? Zero?
No, never.
What are you saying?
Yeah. And
Like-
Kunal's love language is food and eating and cooking.
Wow. So there's three people in this relationship. You, him, and Zomato.
Suraj.
Who's Su- I was going with the more glamour element, but you go with Suraj.
Yeah,
Oh,
Suraj.
khana pakata hai.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, in case you've not noticed, we just started talking. Suha's like that, just goes on talking.
Just no script with me.
But we go back a long way because thousands of years ago we did a film.
Yeah,
together.
impossible. You were impossible to work with.
I was impossible.
Yes.
I felt cheated because I came back with nice stories about these people I bonded with, Kunal, yourself, Bama and all that. Went back home and then suddenly read that you're getting engaged to Kunal Khemu.
That was many years later.
Yeah, but I didn't
I don't
know
know
that
how
there was
long
a-
it is.
but he kept saying it blossomed in the relationship
it's
happened
true
in
though.
99 in
99
Delhi.
is
and,
where we
where we
connected.
spent 3-4 weeks. So I
Yeah.
was like, can I tell you something? We'd like two guys. We used to hang around, him and me, and we talk about girls all the time in that guy way.
What do you mean? Which girls?
I was like, so I look so hot today and all that. He'd be like, yeah. And I'm using very polite language. And he never said anything. Like, there are rules in the male world that when you like a girl, that's off limit in that conversation. So there's girls and then there's like mother, sister, girlfriend. And
Right.
you know how we hypocritical men are.
Right.
He never said a word.
No?
No.
We hardly spoke to me.
Yeah, actually, he was a little shy, I thought,
an
around
onion.
you. Yeah. As in, you had to peel him.
Layers.
Yeah. I thought maybe the
Also
smell.
brings tears to your eyes.
Really?
Like involuntary reflex.
That was a good performance. Yeah, so that happened.
Yes, that happened. I know.
And then another incident you mentioned just now as you were about to roll is that on the set you and me disappeared.
Yes,
Yeah.
we disappeared because it was taking a very long time to light up.
Yeah.
I forget the name of our cinematographer.
Yeah.
Who took his sweet time.
Yeah.
And then we got upset or something. And I've never walked off a set because I was just talking about how well behaved I am.
No, we didn't walk off. We just were bored.
Yeah, we
so
were
we went
bored,
off on
so
the
we
bike. And
meandered
I
off.
I was so happy because I hadn't ridden a bike for 20 years and I was like, wow. And then I thought you knew Delhi.
No, but I thought you knew how to ride a bike.
Well, that was one problem, but you also didn't know where we were.
No, because that's usually because...
But you're the Delhi girl.
yeah, but Bashir normally takes me around.
This Bashir and Suraj, why are they always in our life? It's like you can't get away from these guys. Yeah, so that was another incident. Of course, what is Pragati Maidan? One of those big things.
Connaught Place.
Connaught Place.
Rajiv Chowk.
Yeah,
Rajiv Gandhi Chowk.
Rajiv
now.
Gandhi Chowk. Okay, so now you remember the roads
Now I
and
remember.
everything.
No, now
That
I
time
know
you-
all the right names for everything.
So next time you do a film in Delhi, you didn't make the mistake again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are to discuss housing, which is very important.
Yes.
And it goes back to the fact that you come from. Are you royalty also? I mean, do you keep the name now, like Your Royal Highness?
So I was born in much after the Privy Purses and royal titles and all were abolished. My
But they
brother
just-
was born a prince in 1970. They were abolished in 1971. So
Oh, no.
technically, apparently not so
How
not
sad.
so royal. Yeah.
So he gets the royalty and you don't get the royalty.
Well,
Isn't there a lawyer we can go to?
we've been to all of them.
Yeah.
Like really, but it's not with the titles comes a lot of responsibility and bills.
Like waving.
No, not waving, like bills and maintenance
What bills? Oh, for the palaces.
and like palace, I think.
Now we're talking a real Aam Aadmi,
Yeah.
aren't we? Son of the soil
Really
here.
relatable conversation. Yeah.
So how many palaces are there? I think that because I didn't go that day. You all went to the Pataudi thing
Yes.
in Haryana somewhere.
You were not invited, I think, because we
No,
were.
I think you were very nice. You were saying everybody
Really?
come
Oh,
and all
really?
that. But I don't know. I
thought
can't
just-
remember. We used to shoot till 7 in the evening and then you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Early morning, late evening, all that.
Yeah, you're
but
a
you all
little
did
bit
go.
older than us,
A lot of people went. Was
No, just
you?
Kunal and me.
Oh, then you got rid of the others
Yeah.
slowly. Yeah. so that's one palace.
That's the palace. So
Isn't there one in Indore also?
in Bhopal.
Bhopal.
So my grandfather and my grandmother. So
Mm-hmm.
grandmother was the Begum of Bhopal. Grandfather was Nawab Patodi. So when they got
My
married,
grandfather was just a Mr. Broacha.
so they got, but they had a lovely, like he loved her for many years and was not allowed to marry her for
Why?
many years because his father was a competitive sportsman
Mm-hmm.
and was a little jealous of the fact that my grandfather was so good at cricket and so good at polo and so good at
But what kind of competitive sportsman could be
Yeah.
compared to like one of the top cricketers of his time, etc.?
Yeah, but he was just like, no, I don't know if you're the right match for. And also, Patodi was sort of a collection of 40 villages as compared to Bhopal, which was a wealthy state.
Oh,
So he was
that
sort
was the
of-
progressive state.
So which one?
Bhopal.
Bhopal progressive, lots of begums
Yeah.
and education, and they did lots. So, in fact, the Patodi Palace, which you may or may not have been to.
But you told me to come and I didn't go, and now you
Yes.
said I didn't call you.
Yeah,
but I know
sorry.
you called me.
So that it was built to impress.
Can I also tell you, I remember you were trying to take everyone to the palace many days in a row, and it didn't happen till the 5th time. Like you kept saying,
It
let's
was
go
sounding
today.
as if like I had no friends and I'd be like, please come to
No,
my house.
you
please
wanted to
come
go and
my house.
visit it. You wanted company. That's what I remember.
Yeah,
and you had to visit it because you've come all the way to Delhi. It's not that far, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But I come in the way of a very interesting story
So
about
he
the palace.
built it in 1935 so that they could get married there. And it was not, because he wanted to impress his father-in-law. And so he built it. But halfway through building it, he ran out of money. So when you
This
go
is
there...
the story of all middle-class homes.
Yeah, so
this is
it's
not
true.
a story of a king.
So
Yeah.
no, but it happens to everybody. So if you go to Patodi, you'll see there's lots of carpets because there's lots of marble floors, and then underneath some of the carpets, he ran out of money for the marble. So there's just normal cement and lots of carpets.
Wow. Right now, what's there?
There's carpets. Yeah, yeah. So it's bhais now. But there's a
What do you mean it's
generator
bhais?
room. So now-
I'm going to fight for you.
No, but I've got the generator room, which is
What?
adjacent.
We didn't got the generator
The
room.
generator room was actually just a generator room.
You can shut down the electricity.
I have
So Bhai is
power.
there in the darkness.
But I renovated it when it was leased to Nimrana temporarily.
Just to understand the egalitarianism.
Is anyone
involved.
understanding what we're talking about
No,
at
no,
all?
no. I want to just understand what is called the equality of sexes, that we've reached this lovely point. He owns the palace. How many rooms?
Few,
20?
maybe.
20 rooms, acres of land. You get one generator room.
Yeah, but it's quite spacious.
But it's quite spacious.
But the best thing is
Yeah.
that I get to go and stay in Patodi whenever I want, also because we have a good relationship, my brother and I. And I don't have to pay the bills. I can have parties
Oh,
there.
he has to pay the bills.
Of course, it's his house.
Oh, so you can do what you want. Then he has to. He's almost like, oh, that's great. You're like the
Exactly.
spoiled child,
You
and he has
see,
to pick up the bills.
You have to, it is not property, Patodi. And it's not a palace.
But you have one more sister.
That's not the logical question.
The logical
After I
question
say it's
is-
not a property and it's not palace, you don't say, but you have one more sister.
I'm just trying to think,
you say, then what
doesn't
is
she
it?
get a slice of the pie?
No, I have to finish my sentence.
Is there 2 generator rooms?
No, we are caretakers of
Who-
that of
who
that
are the
place.
caretakers?
We, through generations, we have to
Right,
look after
right,
Patodi.
right.
Him, me, my sister. Yes,
Okay.
I have an older sister.
All right.
Sabha.
Okay. Fair enough. What a story. What a podcast this is going to be. Just getting this one through, this one story about the palace, and there are more palaces to come.
No,
But she
no.
won't tell us how many rooms. The whole idea was trying to figure out, rich
There's
and the
rooms,
famous.
in the old days they made rooms that had rooms leading to rooms.
Yeah.
So you have like the bedroom, and then you have like a children's bedroom, and then you have the dressing room, and then you have the bathroom, and then you have, so one room has about 5 rooms within it.
Okay, so one room, you make the children in one room, then you
Yes.
create a room for them in the next
Yes,
room.
and then you put them in another room.
And then you
so
put
that
them in a third
can,
room because the next
have
lot of
some-
children.
have-
Okay. And you need a buffer zone as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, wow. And so you don't count them, you count that all as one chamber.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I don't know where they thought India was a Garib Desh. I don't know where that came from. Somebody had this idea of poor country. Where does that come from?
But that's my family home.
So where did you grow up? Where
I
did you?
grew up in Delhi.
No,
I was
so-
born in Bombay,
Okay.
Mumbai, Breach Candy Hospital.
It's me too.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of us.
Yeah. August 7th, 1971.
Oh, you're
Where
so
were you?
close to Bhai.
No, he's August 5th or 4th or something.
He is August 16th. I mean, close.
5th, 4th, 16th. Yeah.
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 Also 1970. He is.
Yeah.
But and then we lived in Bombay for 6 years.
Yeah.
I went to Bombay International School for 1 year.
Oh,
I won a
nice.
potato
kids are
peeling
there.
competition
Yeah.
and a shoelace tying competition, which reminds
She's
me
making fun of the fact that my shoelaces are untied.
not untied.
It's upset her from the beginning of this podcast.
Yes.
Huh.
And then we moved to Delhi, and I was in Delhi for many, many years.
Right. Okay. So the house size in Bombay was big? Because normally it isn't. Even
It
if
was
you're
my
a
mother's
Punjabi.
house on Carmichael Road,
Nice.
8th floor, very high building in those days, and great view of Haji Ali until the Hirapanna building came up. And we had a nice terrace.
You know how old we sound?
Yeah, I know. Yes,
A
right.
lot of people have no idea what you're talking about. The references, yeah.
Oh, no.
Hirapanna. I said, okay.
Yeah, so then all of that was so, but no, small 2 BHK. 2 BHK but terrace, large terrace.
Oh, you had a terrace attached.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go to Delhi.
And then we went to Delhi.
A
We
much
stayed,
big house.
It was called Duple Road. Then it became Kamaraj Marg. And very large, dilapidated, sort of mansion, 3 acres, gardens.
3 acres.
Yeah, in the heart of Delhi. It was very nice.
3 acres of
Very nice.
from a 2-bedroom house with a small terrace. You got 3 acres of land.
Yeah.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then back to Bombay. Then rented in Lokhandwala.
No, but that's when you're alone.
Yes.
You're not living with a family anymore.
No.
But then you go to London in between.
Yes, then I rented in London also, in England.
So what
Like
was
at
that
Oxford.
like?
It was interesting. That's the first time I lived alone. So I'd lived with my family my whole life and then went off to England. And in the second year of university, you have to find your own accommodation. So you rent accommodation with like-minded people. But of course, you have to make that decision early on in your first year. So you end up choosing to live with a lot of people that you may or may not want to live with.
But they have to also choose.
Yeah, they also have to choose. A lot of people, because I was the only Indian person from India in my year at Oxford. So they all thought I would be able to cook.
Oxford!
Yeah, I just slipped that in.
Oops.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah. So they thought that I would be able to cook amazing exotic dishes. That's why I think a lot of people chose to live with me.
So how many people live in this fraternity?
7.
Ouch.
But everyone had their own bedroom.
Yeah.
In America, I think you have to share. There's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
co-sleeping.
You're asking me. I live
don't
with my mother. 52 years now. And yes, I do share with my mother because times are hard.
But in university or college or whatever in America, everyone shares. In England, they give you your own.
So you have your own room, but what about cooking and stuff?
So then you have to cook for yourself.
But it's a common kitchen.
Common kitchen.
And you
Every
keep your saman.
7 days. No, you do your own grocery shopping and you label it, and then you get very upset when someone eats your
petty.
yogurt. Yeah. But you're on a budget.
Yeah. But what if people eat the same thing? How do you even know, like crisps or whatever? I mean, it's like
No, you get your own individual size.
everywhere you
portions.
put your name on
Then
it.
if you and you put your names on it, and then if you get on with people and if you're nice,
Yeah.
then you work it out.
But so that's a bit of an eye opener from that 3 acres to sharing with 7 people.
Yeah, I've stayed
in a
all
so-called-
kinds of places.
What else?
I'm very
Give us another.
adjusting and accommodating.
No, I think it's a culture shock to go from a huge house with just the family and then have 7 strangers initially
Yes,
around you.
Yes.
And-
And then I think the most challenging night was when I was sleeping on the road. Yeah.
Soha Ali
This is your
Khan
headline.
slept on
this
the
is
road.
your headline, yeah. But it was in Calais, in France.
In Calais, in France, where people are very poor. Nobody has houses.
Well, the train station had not opened,
Oh.
and we were hitchhiking from Oxford to Paris, and then nobody was giving us a ride for some strange reason. We just didn't look trustworthy, me and my friend Tom. And so we had to spend the night in
Does
freezing
Kunal Khemu
cold.
know about Tom?
Yeah, I've written a book which you should read. It's called The Perils of Being Moderately
I
Famous.
thought it was called Uncle Tom. I was worried.
No.
Where are you going with that?
No, it's called, there's a chapter on this, and then
Oh, Nearly Famous.
No, that's another. Almost Famous is a
Almost
movie.
Famous. Yeah.
This is The Perils of Being Moderately Famous,
Oh my God. Okay.
which is my and
Note to self. Have to
yeah.
read both books.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you have to see Mudgum Express also.
I will.
And Kunal has met Tom.
Grows met Tom.
This was a very platonic relationship. We were traveling buddies. The point
Well,
is,
obviously, if the guy can afford a place, he makes you sleep on the road. What kind of romance is going to bloom after some time?
I
Yeah.
think I've also slept on the road.
Yeah. So you have suffered then in that sense.
Yeah,
People
this is
think
not
it's a
going to go
privilege.
down well. No, I've not
It's
suffered.
all relative. It's okay. You
Yeah.
have suffered.
I've
Imagine.
not suffered. I've had a very privileged
You
life.
think?
Yeah, I think.
But what other? You said living alone in that collegey period. Where else did you stay and what was it like?
In that collegey period.
So you had the dorm with the 7 people.
In your first year and your third year at Oxford, you sit very intense examinations.
Right.
And they like to keep you close. So they keep you on campus. In your second year, you sit no examinations. So they let you fend for yourself. So in the first and third year, I stayed in accommodation that was built in the 12th century and had not been renovated since.
Sounds like Balkeshwar.
Yeah, so that's where I stayed. There was one window high up there. You had to climb on top of your desk to sort of look outside. Stone.
This is a dorm thingy
This is
with
your
lots
room
of people.
at Oxford. And there was one bathroom for
The
17
community-
people.
Oh.
No showers.
Wow.
No showers.
So the British did take things from us.
Yeah.
It's great.
I took my balti. I took
Oh.
my balti and my lota from Bombay.
You carried a balti and a lota.
Yeah. I stuffed it with things. I put clothes inside
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and like a music system and things. Essentially became like
What
a
a great
suitcase.
decision.
Yeah.
Did you know that this was going to be your life? Somebody told you, coached you through it?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Separate
why.
hot and cold water taps. So you scalding or freezing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then you would wait outside to use the tub because there's a tub.
So you lived, had a whatever life, and then it was a good life, even if it was a
It
little.
is a good life. Yeah.
It is a good life. Then you come back to India,
Yes.
and you start working as an actor. No, you worked in a.
I've done a few things. I worked
you,
in the
you got a
as
high,
a banker.
highfalutin job, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a high net worth asset management.
Network asset management.
High net worth, not
net worth. 7 figures a month in pounds sterling.
No, in rupees.
In rupees.
I went to Citibank in BKC.
Citibank and BKC. That's the zenith as a banker. I mean, you don't. Wow. And no, but you really
was a
earning
good
well.
job.
You
It
were
was a
earning
good
well.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, how did you decide to just let that go? Because after all that, the Balti and all the things you've done to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very long answers,
Yeah.
but I will break it down and say that basically when I was offered, I've been offered movies from a young age, and
Yeah.
I didn't know much about Bollywood and didn't really take it very
How would you not
seriously.
know? Sharmila Tagore's daughter.
But I was also Tiger's daughter, and he was not very into Bollywood.
No.
You know.
For those who, for a second, pause when you take Tiger's name, you must show reverence.
Yeah,
One of the
I know.
great-
Suddenly you
one of the
you
Indian
suddenly went
greats,
all like
the greats.
like
I've told you
nostalgic.
the story. My
Which
favorite
one?
story. My father and your brother.
Your father and my brother.
Yeah,
no.
so Saif had come for, I think we were playing rugby or something, there was some match. So I was standing outside the Bombay Gym lobby thingy, waiting for the car. My dad came with my German Shepherd. We used to go to the Oval Maidan and play there. And so I just introduced him. I said, Dad, this is, Saif Ali Khan. So he looked at him, no recognition.
This was when he was how old? You were how old?
I don't know. Saif was already a star.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. Don't age me or more.
No, I was just thinking, was he a chota bacha or was he like grown?
No,
like,
he was all the kids were going crazy and the staff were, doing their thing and all. But he's standing there and, so I said, this is Saif Ali Khan. He had no idea. So I said, in Gujarati, I told him, Tiger no dikra. Tiger no dikra? And he suddenly had an orgasm. He was like, what?
And imagine for Mansoor Ali Khan to be known as Saif Ali Khan's father.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
But
also
then from
happened.
that generation,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, Tiger Pataudi's son.
Yeah.
And of course, the next thing does he play cricket?
Yeah.
Which he did a little bit, but
He took a very good catch in one of those IFA matches that they
he
played
did?
in South Africa,
Yeah.
like at the boundary.
He was good at rugby.
Was he?
Yes, he's quite athletic. I didn't expect it.
He was athletic,
He was
but I-
fast across the field.
I've
And
never seen him play rugby.
yeah, not bad at all. A little self-deprecating, so I couldn't get it. I asked him about cricket and all. Were you good at cricket?
I fielded in a proper match
Yeah.
for 2 overs.
What's a proper match?
As in, like it was a
Your
proper.
father was one of the cricket legends.
Yeah, but
When you say proper match, you sound like one of those people
no,
who's
like
never
a lot of our friends now play underarm cricket and all, like in various places in
It was
Mumbai.
a season ball.
This was a season ball.
Yeah.
It was a proper college match, and there was no 12th man, and I was keeping score. And somebody needed a band-aid and ran off to get a band-aid, and they said, "You come and field." And I think I let one
Go.
through for a 4, but then what's it called when you back up? Like somebody missed the wicket.
You were
and I
backing
was
up,
backing
yeah.
up, and I stopped it.
You stopped the ball.
And it hurt a lot.
Her dad is one of the greatest cricketers to grace the greens. And her story is backing up in some underarm match. with
Yeah.
a
No,
bunch
it was
of-
not underarm. It was proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very hard ball.
Yeah.
I'm just in case you don't know that leather ball is quite hard.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
It's
Now,
not
why did
for
we-
everyone.
We digress there.
We have usually
Why
digressed.
we digress to cricket and all that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where. I mentioned my father's name and you just took off.
I've
I
got
can't
lots of
remember.
stories.
I can't remember.
When he was running that magazine, the Sports Star.
Yes, Sports Illustrated. No,
Sports Week, Sports Star.
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Star.
is not-
Sports Star.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Week.
I'm sure once in a while as well. Yeah. So
Sports
I
Week.
went and
Yeah,
sat
he
in
was
his
an editor.
cabin because my aunt used to work with Anand Bazar Patrika, and I was a young boy and I was just staring at him like that. Because Tiger Pataudi and all that.
He's very cool.
He's a very classy man. I mean,
I do know.
just sad that this generation doesn't know enough about all these guys. For me, they were like rock stars.
Yeah.
And he really was like a rock star.
Yeah.
I mean, his stories are just legendary. You should read up about the one and only Tiger Pataudi, ladies and gentlemen.
What are we here to talk about again?
I got... You touched a nerve, man.
Yeah, I
in
know.
a good way.
But it's good. I love to. Also,
yeah,
I mean, I can talk about him
Yeah,
endlessly. because-
fantastic. I mean, he's the kind of guy I wanted to be. Except I don't have his talent or, just his attitude to life,
He was
He was so funny also.
very funny and never felt the need to like contribute an opinion. You know how everyone wants to be heard.
yeah.
He would just be quiet.
And an editor on top of that.
And
yeah.
an editor, also commentating and but man, a
All
few
that,
words.
yeah.
But just the right words and succinct and so funny.
But you know the famous thing after he lost the eye and he comes back to play very quickly, and the English press asked him, I don't know if you know this story.
He said that's when I saw the English team.
Yeah. They said, how come you want to play so quickly after the accident? And he said, but have you seen your bowling attack?
Yeah, exactly. That's what gave me the confidence.
Yeah. Wow.
He also helped me with my application for my
Oxford.
Australia visa.
Oh.
And it says, no, they always ask you, do you have a criminal record? And it said, I didn't think it was still needed. I said, I'm not writing that.
Yeah. Okay, this podcast is off the charts now. We've moved away from housing.
Completely.
Do you have a house in Perth? Because that makes sense.
No, I know.
Do you have houses anywhere else now?
No. I think, in the old days, some of the
Wouldn't they have property?
royal
Your
families had
grandfather-
property here and there and everywhere. But no, not anymore. I think they also weren't used to working. They didn't have any profession, so I think they just lived by
They didn't have
selling
an
property.
English country home.
Must
two
have had.
generations.
Must have had, and they must have sold it to live. They must have been like, Abhi, how do we pay for our monthly expenses?
No,
Let's sell
no.
this, let's sell that.
I know what happened.
Don't
Prince Harry now lives in one
probably.
of your old properties.
Probably.
Yeah, because somebody in the family took kindly
Yeah.
and figured out that he needs some help. But let's get back. We've got some very interesting questions here.
Okay.
What are the property rates like for the Pataudi Palace?
To buy.
Yeah.
Who's asking this question?
I've just got some money off late. I inherited, Dolly auntie passed away, and
Oh, no.
she
Who's
70% of the money is with her Labrador and 30% with me. So
Well,
what are we looking at?
as I said, technically, Bhai owns it, but I'm quite sure he's not listening to this right now.
sure.
So, we can work something out, I'm sure.
Give me a ballpark. What, like for a common
As
person?
I said, it's not a property.
I
We
know,
are
but-
caretakers of this place.
How many
It's been
acres?
passed down through generations.
What do you reckon? If you had to
And
just, as a broker or whatever, if you had to put it on the market,
It's not going to be on the market. It's never going to.
But
I
give me a
hope.
number
The idea
now.
is it's for not to be sold. Like our family is buried there. We're going to be like, we're going to look after it for a long
I
time.
won't go to that area. I'll just stay in the house proper. But you have no figure that you can
It
put on
doesn't.
it?
It doesn't even actually. It's the idea is. It's my mother has been able to look after it without spending a lot of money. I'm talking now about the maintenance.
You tax
of
the
it.
peasants.
No.
That would be the best thing.
They're all they've all looked after the house along with us for years and years, and they are paid to do that as well. But they care. Like everybody who's looking after the house cares.
Yeah.
But my official title is. Actually, I
Princess?
don't have an official title. I forgot. Yeah, I'm not.
But if you did, it would be?
I would be if Nawabzadi.
Nawab Pataudi Senior. Nawab Pataudi Junior.
Nawabzadi.
Nawabzadi.
Yeah.
Wow. Excellent. I'll go with, what should I, Soha?
Yeah, I guess it works.
Okay. What is the maintenance like for something like a palace? Again, do you have any figure you can give us? Is it it's a nightmare, obviously, but what would it be like?
My mother sits with her hisab kitab.
Oh, she
She's the right
does.
person. She knows daily expenditure, monthly expenditure. For example, like we whitewash Patodi. It's not painted. It's a lot less expensive to maintain.
Okay.
And it only needs to be whitewashed. And as we haven't bought anything new, for a long time. If you go there, it's you have to go there actually because it's the architecture of the place that is most inviting. It's not the things. It's not the objects.
But you have to pay from your own pocket for everything.
Yeah,
And
now
you
I
don't
have, to
earn
pay
money
for
on
the,
the
I have to
estate.
pay for the maintenance of the generator room. That's mine.
My God.
Now,
How much is
which,
that?
as I said, because
Does
you
Kunal
never
share
let me
that?
finish anything,
Sorry.
is that now it has become a home. Because temporarily it was leased to Nimrana Hotels, Patodi, and now it's been taken back. But when it was, my parents needed a place to live, so the generator home was made into a very nice equivalent of like a 2 BHK. And that's my home.
What is the weirdest thing you've encountered while house hunting? So now that probably would happen only after you came back from and got your when you got
So
your
my
first job.
when I got
a
my first
fancy job.
When I first fancy job, I was living at home in Delhi with my
Okay,
parents.
okay.
When I moved to Bombay, when Citigroup said we'll train you in Bombay for a year and then we'll transfer you to London, which was the dream. Then I had to find rented accommodation, which was part of my I was paid 2 lakhs a year, which was a lot of money in those days. 2.2.
For the accommodation.
No, just that was my salary.
That's it.
That was a good management associate salary. Somebody backed me up. This was in 2001, 2002. It was a good salary.
2 lakhs a year.
2.2 lakhs a year.
2.2 lakhs. You didn't
2.2 lakhs
mention
a year,
that.
yeah.
That's a lot
and
more.
then they gave you money for rent and commuting and things like that. So I was renting a 2 BHK in Lokhandwala. A
Why would you?
spit's throw from my brother's house.
Oh, that's
not
why
a
you took
saying.
it.
Yeah, that's not a saying, is it? A spit's throw. A stone's throw.
After the things we've said on the show, I don't really think it's going to matter.
Yeah, I wanted to stay there because I was close to him.
But Lokhandwala is far from BKC.
Very far from BKC.
But because of him, you have like home amenities and place to eat.
Yeah,
and all
sometimes ghar ka khana
all that.
and hang out there. Then I moved to Bangalore.
Why couldn't he just get a job in BKC? And
I know,
both
why
move
couldn't he?
there?
Just moved his house there.
Damn it. Okay. Also, then after you got married, did you find that house was chosen by you? Or you already had a house.
We chose it. We went house hunting
This
together.
is post-marriage.
We actually lived together for a couple of years before we got married.
In this house.
Are we allowed to say that? Yeah, in this house. We've lived in this house for 11 or 12 years and we've been married for 9.
Okay. So 2 years they lived in the house with separate bedrooms.
Yes.
And then, of course, after the
Yes,
you consummated
after
the marriage,
sanctified by
fair
all
enough, fair enough.
people.
Yeah. All right. How big is it?
You mean big enough?
The house.
You've asked me for so many, I think it's got a annexy area, which is quite large, which is about 1,700 square feet, and then it's about 2,000 square feet. So together about 3,000 something.
Almost 4,000 square feet.
Like 3,000 something.
How good would you say your taste is when it comes to decorating or buying stuff for the house as against Kunal?
Terrible. My taste is terrible.
He's the house guy?
Yeah. He's the bhaiya lunch mein kya khaya. It's not Didi.
Really?
Yeah, aaj khane mein kya bana. It's never Didi. Because Didi's like, Didi can eat the same thing, lauki, dal, every single day. Yeah, and Kunal is like, ugh. So now it's like, bhaiya kya khaye? And he will notice things. Like, I thought that men don't really stereotypically take an interest in like aesthetics. But he does. And my mother and him can have conversations about, what kind of painting and what kind of...
I would be a little worried.
No, it's true. And it's okay. Apparently, it's all right for women not to be able to cook and not to take an interest in home affairs.
Oh. So what the hell do you do?
There are other things you can do,
Like?
I don't know. You write.
You sound like me.
And play badminton.
Nice.
I stubbed my toe playing badminton. That's why it's blue. That's why my daughter asked me, is that why it's called badminton?
Oh.
Yeah. And you read and have interesting conversations with people. Not like this, but...
No, of course not.
And,
but you start at the bottom, then you
yeah,
get better
you work,
people. Yeah. You find someone you can
travel,
talk to.
yeah,
and take him with you on your way out.
I'm not of much use in the kitchen. But we've just renovated our home. It cost quite a lot of money. And we had to do the odd thing of finding a place to rent for 6 months, which is a real challenge in a city like Mumbai.
So
to rent for 6 months.
While it was being done.
Yeah,
so
because everyone gives you leases of like 11 months.
But you went nearby?
We went nearby, like 7 minutes
and
away.
Same size flat?
Same size flat without our garage space. It was similar. It was quite large. In many ways, there were aspects of it that were nicer than our home, which we enjoyed for 6 months.
Oh wow! What if you felt like staying
like
there?
Sea view, which we don't have at the moment.
But all the sea views in South Bombay don't see the sea. So it's like an imagination of somebody.
Because now buildings have come in the way, no?
I don't know. I think they just decided to have names that make no sense. There's one building called Bucephalus after Alexander's horse. It makes no sense whatsoever. The guy can't even say it. When the delivery guy comes here, Bucephalus. It's just so bad. It's mean after some time. Really. So he does everything. He's the handyman. He's the estate. He's everything.
He is he actually is interested in a lot of things.
No, when you built the house, who was putting the thing together? Like the furniture, the interiors.
I did, but with an interior designer who I relied on heavily. And then I pretended to take a lot of decisions, but like I always asked
She did it and you.
him and her, and like if like he likes to be included in these decisions.
Right.
I didn't. That's when I understood. When we first moved in 10 years ago, I understood that he has a take on things.
Yeah.
And now when we renovated, I let him.
I think now you can't act anymore. You just told him I'm just not
What do you mean
interested.
I can't act anymore?
No,
That's
you
my job. What does that mean?
You can act out this whole.
Yeah.
He said enough is
Can you
enough.
just-
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
Just the worst anchor.
Yeah.
I want to get a special prize. How not
you
to
can't
anchor.
act anymore.
Yeah. You can't anchor anymore. Oh. Okay, so Kunal Kemu, what a wonderful human being you are. When you break that gender stereotype and make us look bad, it's unbelievable, really.
How's your bladder doing?
Oh, stuff. We have to end this quickly, as I tell my wife. Yeah. Pros of living in Mumbai.
Pros of living in Mumbai are great because life is easy. 24-hour food delivery for someone who can't cook.
That's now.
No, even 10 years ago.
When Lokhandwala-
Khanikas 10 years ago was
Khanikas,
yeah.
ooh, lovely.
So good, so polished, such a nice so it's very good. It's very convenient. People are kind and helpful, and they also don't really get involved in your business. Nobody judges you. You can wear your pajamas, out, and nobody looks at you.
And you can use the terrace, and nobody wants to use the terrace.
And nobody wants to. That's
For
our
sure.
building. Our building is lovely.
Yeah.
Our building is very nice. It's small.
In fact, a lot of buildings, the terraces aren't used because people just don't think about it.
Yeah, but it's
whatever
very
reason.
nice. And then now we've invested in putting some lights because we lived there for 10 years.
Yeah.
So we put some lights, we put some plants, and you can sit out there
Okay. So check out Soha's Terrace whenever you're in Bandra.
in Khar.
In Khar. Okay. Where did you first stay when you came to Mumbai? You said that as well.
Lokhandwala, 2 BHK. Then in Bandra, in a smaller 2 BHK. And now in this nice apartment, which is a 3 BHK, one of which we've made into a study with lots of books and a library.
Okay. Would you rather have a bigger kitchen or bigger closet?
A bigger closet.
Or you don't cook anyway.
Exactly.
So what does it matter? Bigger balcony, bigger bedrooms. Room size or balcony size?
Balcony size.
Nice. Move to the hills or live near the beach?
Like, can't we have both, like Cape Town?
You can.
But I don't want to move to Cape Town.
I want to.
If I had to choose between the two, I would say the beach.
Okay. Buy your own house or rent? If you had to advise someone.
It's tough. Everyone says rent.
Yeah.
But I'm quite insecure. I like to, also I've slept on the streets, so I understand the importance of
You've suffered.
One night I slept 4 hours.
You've been through hell.
I've been through, it's been tough. So I
feel
appreciate
for
this
you.
roof over
Yeah.
my head.
I think so.
So I
Which
think-
no one can take from you.
Yeah, so I think,
in a sense.
one to buy, one to rent.
One to buy, one to rent. And your fan wants to know how much is the house worth?
Yeah, let's say it's
That's
between
fair.
1 and 100 for sure.
Between 1 and 100 is
Yeah.
good enough for me.
Yeah.
You answered openly and fairly and frankly. I cannot ask for more.
You're right, yeah.
Soha, thank you so much. But as you know, I need to go to the loo.
Yes, I know. Just
yeah.
tie your shoelaces on the way.
No, I'll get him to do it. He's your fan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I leave?
Yes, you may.
Soha Ali Khan, and the show
This
is
is how we
called
awkwardly
Home
shake
Run
hands.
with Housing. Don't worry. Most women don't even touch, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.